Yeah, but we give them 2 minutes to come in.
Okay, I can do it now. I mean, I can do it now-ish.
Whatever you comfortable with.
He's not fully there yet.
Yeah, he's not there yet. Hey, that's fine. Whatever works for you, Mr. Mulatto, I am fine with, sir. What's going on, y'all? Gonna be another dope ass conversation. Oh.
Whoa. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
No one man should have all that power. What was I gonna say? I don't remember you saying how your week was.
Me?
No. I know you had a rough
Jay.
week. I don't remember you saying how your week was.
Oh, I just said it was good. I didn't I actually applied for my home loan.
Right on.
Yay!
So that process has started.
Cheers to that.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so I'm one step closer to getting back into my own place. Yeah, being a homeowner.
Right on.
At least, I don't really talk too much about it because I'm one of those people.
You wanna?
Well, I want everything to be done before I talk about it in case something doesn't happen.
I'm the same.
You know what I mean? So I'm not putting too much out there yet until everything is done. So.
Well, can I ask though what area you're focusing on or hoping to be in?
Hillsborough County. Anywhere in Hillsborough County for the most part. Yeah.
Right on.
I actually saw a 1-bedroom out here that actually in my price range. I was like, oh, that's in my price range. It was like $225.
This is a good area.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, my property value has gone up.
There's
quite
still
a bit.
Spots, yeah.
Yeah.
Here it's gone up like crazy.
It's gone up like crazy.
But
did you see that the burglaries this morning?
Mm-mm.
In this
3
complex,
cars got broken into and a motorcycle was stolen last night.
Oh wow!
Right, 2 were right across from the car wash.
I don't like that.
I mean, the new property management company sucks.
So there's 3 units in my building that are for sale right now.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And they all kind of went up for sale like around the same time. So I'm like, yo, is it time to cash out?
What's your HOA fees here?
That's nominal.
Is that high or low?
That's low.
She using these work words.
I think it's low.
It's nominal.
It's under 300.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's nothing.
Mhm.
I mean, but
well, it depends. I'm in a 1-bedroom. It goes by bedroom size, I think.
It's
so mine is under 2.
What is the opposite of what is the opposite of nominal?
Expensive.
Phenomenal. It's phenomenal. No, it's not bad. So this is my first home, so that's why it's like jarring a little bit.
Yeah,
because it's like, damn, I just got to throw that away. Or I mean, it's not thrown away. Obviously, it's for a purpose. But when you think about like HOA versus no HOA,
or the property tax, oof,
I don't even think about that one.
Let's get it. Let's go get this thing started, man.
Talk about home ownership. That's an episode right there.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right.
For sure. You got to start it though. Talking about, all right.
Oh, we starting the podcast. Yes. I thought we was just starting to. Let me find this mouse. Okay. It's game time, folks.
Take a seat and put your feet up. We gon' meet up. Sit with me and sip some tea with Remy Mulatto. Give me bottles of Hennessy and Moscato. They had enough already, but there's plenty to follow. I stay poetic, but Jay noetic, remaining effective. Conversation getting heavy, staying respected, playing the record, maintaining collective. Saying what you thinking, ain't no place for rejection. I claim it, I meant it. It's mostly everybody talking honestly over drinks. Tell me what you think. It's mostly everybody talking honestly over drinks. So tell me what you think. It's mostly everybody talking honestly over drinks. Tell me what you think. It's mostly everybody talking honestly over drinks. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think.
Welcome to a Method Podcast. I'm Jay Noetic.
Remy Mulatto.
I'm Cass.
Y'all know I bring the content.
I bring the chaos.
I bring the balance.
And with that, we believe the best way to have truthful conversations
is to have mostly everybody
talking over drink.
Whoa!
Mostly everybody talking honestly over
drinks. All right, we rehearsed everything.
Quick. It's all right.
It's all
Hey,
right.
man,
It's
we
all
back.
right. She was like, yo,
I
we gonna
was
be quick,
told
all right.
we had
She
to
was
be
quick.
She was like,
quicker.
we gonna be
so
quick, all right. Mostly
It's all
everybody talking drinks, boy. That's the podcast.
Y'all know what it is. Y'all already know how it is. It's okay. That's how we kick it off. We can't always be perfect.
That was fun.
Perfecto.
That was fun.
Welcome to another episode, man. We are here talking about this week, family matters, all things related to family, different questions, different topic, different expectations about family. But before we do any of that, what are we drinking on tonight? I see Remy over here with some double fisting over there.
Yeah, this is my girl's favorite drink, and
I think
she's
it's
my,
your new favorite drink.
No, she's my favorite
I was gonna
person,
say,
so I'm
he's got
drinking
two
what
of
she
them over
drinks.
there.
And it's these fucking canned Crown Royals.
I
They're very
actually have some of
delicious.
those at home.
Yeah, they're good.
Casamigos, you're not drinking again. You got water in there.
I'm having sparkling water.
Sparkling water.
All right.
It's not your
So it's a little hard. That's
It's not your standard still water.
0.00 alcohol
right.
by
You
volume.
gotta put a splash of like vodka. in
I
there
thought
or
about
something.
it, but then I was like, you know what? Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm drinking on this week again. I'm drinking on the Cloud Dweller Hazy Indian Pale Ale by Coppertail Brewing Company.
Mm,
It's not my favorite beer by them, but it's doable for a podcast.
It's okay.
right on.
It's just okay.
I
It's
can't
just
believe you
okay.
drink it out of a can. Like, I like my beer super cold.
Like
So if it's in a can, I want it like in a frosted glass. Yeah.
No, I'm not that bougie. I'm not that bougie.
Okay.
I'm not a beer.
No, I
I'm not
like
a-
that. I'm
Frosted
gonna have
glass
to
is
put a glass in the
good.
freezer.
Do
Yeah, I
it.
gotta go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they do at restaurants.
That's what they
That's what I'm
do.
gonna do.
Yeah.
Next time y'all see me, I'm gonna have a
It
fucking,
makes a difference.
I got one of those medieval time mugs, and it'll go in the freezer. Boom,
It makes a difference.
ice cold.
I know.
You gotta bring your own though. I ain't got
Yeah, I
one.
mean,
He's gonna bring his own
You
frosted
gotta bring your
glass.
own. Yeah, I ain't
It's
got
gonna
one.
not
I only
be
got one
frosted.
glass.
Sure got
It's
one
not gonna be
somewhere.
frosted by the time
You
he
can
gets
freeze
here.
it at home.
But yeah, it's gonna be
I
hot.
got you,
And
Jay.
then Casamigos. I haven't asked this question on the podcast. How your week been? Or how your day been? Has it been a good day?
It was a good day. It's been a good week. It's just crazy time for me right now. This is my crazy time, end of year. I'm closing out contracts, re-upping contracts. I'm dealing with clients and all of their craziness. So I'm just busy.
Holiday
Yeah.
season, man.
Holiday season. It's busy.
Thanksgiving is right around the corner.
I know.
Have you already
Election
started?
season.
Speaking of drinking, have you already started drinking? Do you drink eggnog?
I used to love eggnog.
I love me some eggnog.
Do you?
But I like the eggnog that has
Like the
liquor
I
in
got a
it.
spiked
theory.
eggnog?
Yeah, spiked egg.
I got a theory about people who drink eggnog.
What's the theory?
Oh gosh.
They definitely do analingus.
I mean, I eat ass for
Okay.
sure.
I
but
could see that.
Yeah. I feel
Well,
like
I'm
there's a
lactose
connection.
intolerant
There's
though,
no
so
correlation.
eggnog does not agree with.
You know what's surprising? Eggnog does not give me gas.
Really?
It's so weird.
Yeah, it definitely
It's so weird.
BGs.
Jesus,
Bubble
that
gas.
probably gives you lactose intolerance. Like
It's so
you go.
creamy. It's like so
Yeah.
creamy and
That shit is
What's
like,
that
here
time
you
of
go.
year? But this
Lactose-
one, the one I bought has whiskey, rum, and
Mm.
and something else in there. So it's pretty good.
yeah.
But it is what it is. Someone else said I too eat ass.
There you go. And you also like eggnog.
Yeah.
And they're
All right.
anonymous.
Hey, man.
Shout out to Coquito. Y'all
Let's
ever
do
had
it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do
I
it.
have
Oh
tried
yeah,
Coquito.
It's like-
Coquito.
it's like-
the same thing. It's the same
Coquito's good.
thing.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the same
like
thing.
frozen, isn't it?
It's the
It's
same
the
thing.
same
But it's
thing.
frozen,
the same
isn't it?
thing. It's just a Hispanic
It's a
version.
Hispanic eggnog.
Yeah.
Yeah, ain't nothing different.
Coquito. All right.
Hey man, let's do what we do. Let's get into what we call the method movie.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Here comes.
Oh my god. So method movie, method heads. I'm gonna play a movie clip. Y'all know how it is, but just in case it's your first time in here, I'm gonna play a movie clip. These two need to guess the movie, the sound of the movie. If they won't see it, neither will you, unless you're watching this in the post edits on Spotify. Then you'll see me. You'll see the video there. Last week, I gave them a layup. They slam dunked it. It was pretty easy with Will Ferrell at Anchorman. I think this week may be a little tough for them.
Mm.
Let's see what it is. What movie is this?
Look, I could swing around that neutron star to decelerate.
It's not that. It's
I already
time.
know it.
The gravity on that
I already
planet
know
will
it.
slow our clock compared to Earth's.
I'm gonna let y'all get it though.
I don't know.
See if you
this.
got it in the comments.
Every
Just
hour
listen.
we spend on that planet will be 7 years back on
Mm.
Earth.
Come on.
That's relativity, folks.
Well, we can just drop down there without.
Because I know that actor.
I know that actor.
Who's the
That's
actor?
Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
McConaughey.
Yes. Yes.
I can have it take the people that are living on the earth right now. You can't just think about your family. Now you have to think bigger than that.
I
All
didn't
right?
see this
I'm
movie.
thinking about my family.
Oh,
I'm thinking
no.
about
I didn't see
Oh,
this
this is a
movie.
great
Does not
movie.
Work. If
It
the
was
people
an
on Earth are
amazing.
dead,
Anyone in the
how to
comments?
pull it
No one in the
off.
comments knows what it is.
Don't know.
No,
Where Ed
it
at?
doesn't.
How do y'all not know this?
That's why
movie?
there's a plan B.
You like sci-fi?
Okay. Coop is right.
I only know
That
it
time is a resource
because I
just
hear
like
Matthew
oxygen, food,
McConaughey
don't
talking
damage
about
my cosmos.
space, and he's only in like one space movie. He's only one.
Oh, did this guy get it? Did Ed get it?
Yes, there you go.
Yes.
I
I,
knew Ed
I
was
did
gonna
not
get
see
it.
that movie.
It's a
Interstellar.
great movie.
Is
It's
it
an
good?
amazing
Yeah.
movie.
Is it really?
No,
It is. It is very good.
It's
even-
amazing.
It's one of those movies where like you'll watch it and then the end will be like, "The fuck is going on?" But then you'll watch it again and be like, "Oh, I can see. I can see why they would do that." You know, you gotta watch it twice.
It's an amazing
Okay.
movie. So Interstellar came out in 2014. It
Wow.
won the Oscar for Best Achievement in Visual Effects. The bu-
Really?
Yeah. The
Mm.
budget was $165 million. How much do you think it made? The budget was 165.
750 million.
Remy, got a
Yeah.
guess?
Wait, really? That seems high. Maybe 50?
I don't know.
You said it was how much? How much it cost?
The budget was 165.
165. It had to make double, maybe triple.
So they made $701 million. So you were
Wow.
close.
I was
triple.
You were
close.
close.
That's like quadruple.
what was the number one? What do you think the number one box office movie in 2014 was?
Well, it wasn't that.
It was not that.
What was the genre?
Also sci-fi.
Was it the Alien remake?
Was it Avatar?
Avatar? No, it was not Avatar. I'll give you a hint. This was a theme song for it. Oh,
Men in
wait.
Black. Oh, I fucking know this. Oh, Guardians.
Correct. Guardians of
Oh.
the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy. That was the theme song for it. So going back to Interstellar, what are your thoughts? So Casamigo says she didn't see it. Maybe she'll go see it. But Remy, what are your thoughts on it? Because I feel like maybe it may be one of the best sci-fi movies of all time.
Nope.
Really?
For me, I'm talking about for me.
For me, it's not. Well, I'll say because sci-fi, I think is I don't look at it as a sci-fi movie. To me, it's a
What do you-
space movie. It's a movie about humans and we make it to space.
But space
Sci-fi
is
to me is
sci-fi,
like-
though.
Yes, but it's not. It's supposed to be like scientific realism. That's like
Mm.
science fiction. This is like this could be our future possibly, as far as we know.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Sci-fi is like we could never possibly
Yeah,
understand.
but it's
this.
not
This
that
is
many
Star
movies
Wars.
like that. They're talking about like Armageddon
Well,
is
so
a
go-
sci-fi movie, but it talks about space as well.
No, Armageddon is a Armageddon movie. It's a movie about the
Did
world.
he just say
ending.
an Armageddon movie?
No,
About Armageddon movie?
but it's it's like a everything is falling apart
Yeah.
movie. So I separate that entirely.
Okay.
But like when I think of space movies that I like, I love that movie, but I like the one with Sandra Bullock and George Clooney.
Gravity.
I like that
Oh,
one better.
yeah.
That's probably one of my favorite space movies because it just
I mean, Gravity was
blew me
good.
the fuck away.
Gravity was good as well. I don't know. They didn't have a lot of action in that one. So one thing I would say about those movies is that I wish that there was a black lead playing the hero, the save the world character,
Yeah.
because we almost never see black people of color.
Independence Day.
I was gonna say black folks don't do space except Independence Day.
But
Yeah.
we are starting to do different types of roles, which is amazing because we should have been
Yeah.
doing them.
Yeah, man.
But we just
Goddamn.
haven't. And there's nothing wrong with Matthew McConaughey. I think he did an amazing job. I just think that it would be great to see whether it's a black woman or
Yeah.
a black man as the person who's saving humankind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So who's gonna play our black astronaut?
At this point,
Michael B. Jordan.
Forrest Whitaker.
Denzel Washington. Let's send Denzel Washington to space. Denzel and Will Smith.
They too old now.
No, they can both go to space right
Too
now.
old.
Listen, when Will Smith
I love
come
them
back,
both, but
Samuel
they're gonna
L.
go to space with
Jackson.
Denzel and
motherfucking Earth gonna blow up.
who else?
Motherfucker.
who and
Nah,
yeah,
it gotta be somebody young. Well, congratulations to Ed Harris and Remy. Remy knew it as well. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and give y'all that applause.
I deserve it.
Good job, Remy.
Thank you.
I'm giving y'all some easy ass movies lately, man. I'm gonna have to dig deep into the repertoire to make sure I stomp y'all once again. But it is what it is. Mr. Mulatto, use your good hand, your left hand, and let's get into the Method Weekly. Method Weekly is when we go over some stuff that's been in the news lately. It can be anything, any topic, anything that we just wanted to bring up. Before I go into it, y'all have anything y'all want to bring up for the Method Weekly? All right, that's a no. All right, so when you hear these lyrics, this lyric says, "This bitch lie about getting shots, but she's still a stallion."
Mm.
What's your first thought when you hear that lyric? This bitch lie about getting shots, but she's still a stallion. Your honest opinion, don't what do you think?
So based on what I know in the world,
when you hear it, do you automatically think about?
yes,
Okay,
Yes.
yes,
really? Okay,
I immediately think, yo, he's talking about Meg Thee Stallion.
Mhm.
Why he doing that? What they got beef? What, like you
Yeah.
automatically start wondering, like, why would you even?
Why would you do that?
Yeah. So then I get to thinking like, okay, well, Drake is from Toronto.
Mm,
Tory Lanez is from Toronto.
mm,
So they at least know the same people if they don't talk.
yeah.
So if Drake was going to pick a side, I could see him naturally gravitating towards Tory Lanez because you never seen him around or with or even associate with Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
And she's from Houston, right?
She's
Yes.
from Houston.
Yep.
So both of y'all thought about Meg Thee Stallion.
Yep.
I guess I don't really listen to the lyrics that much anymore. So I personally didn't put two and two together until I started hearing about Twitter, like talking about it and
Mhm.
Saying
stuff. And so Megan responded. She
I was gonna say,
said
did she respond?
she responded on her Twitter. She said, "I know I'm very popular, but y'all got to stop attaching weak ass conspiracy theories and bars to my name. LO, laugh out loud. Nor ever address me. Oh, niggas. Nor ever address me or at me with a fact or receipts. I am clout, bitch. Keep sucking my pussy."
Ooh.
So to be fair,
Oops.
it was bleeps. There was stuff cut off.
Yeah,
You
it was
couldn't
like
read
it
what
was like blacked out.
Oh.
So I'm trying to figure out like, what the words was.
I know,
What is
It's like,
What's that word?
you
What's
should have said bleep,
That's
bleep.
funny.
I think that word is niggas.
Let me
Like-
see.
After
Yes.
LOL, I think that's
Lives.
niggas. Laugh out
It
loud.
looked like
Niggas something.
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I can see
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
See? I was trying to figure it out for y'all.
It's
So
hard.
So Megan Thee Stallion responded. Oh, you gonna try to read it?
no, you go ahead.
My thing is
Niggas nor hoes. Niggas nor hoes. That's
Oh,
what
no,
okay.
nigga, no hoes.
That makes sense.
Niggas nor hoes ever address me. Come on, you ain't heard Megan Thee Stallion say it?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep, niggas nor hoes ever address me or at me with a fact or receipts. I am clout, bitch. Keep sucking my pussy.
I am clout,
Mm.
bitch. She said I
I
am
like
clout.
her.
Yeah.
You know, she just minded her business.
Mind her
Yes,
business.
she
And so
is.
one thing I said on my Facebook earlier was like, who hurt Drake? Like Drake's going in on this album. Like the album's called Her Loss. So I would
Mhm.
imagine he was going to go in and talk about all
Mhm.
kinds of shit anyway. But I don't know why he's doing it. And a lot of people are upset, specifically black women, because they feel like Drake is always picking on black women or calling out black
First
women.
of all,
I've never felt that way.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's really genuinely felt that way. As a matter of fact, he's one of the few people who he tries to make music for black women. That's who he wants to target. You know what I mean? Them and like niggas, of course. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Dudes who listen to rap.
Mhm.
But for the most part, most of his music is for like women.
I agree. I
You know
like
what I
his
mean?
music.
Yeah.
So this, I mean, it looks like a flip. To me, he was talking to Tory Lanez,
Mm-hmm.
and Tory Lanez was like, "Listen, this is exactly what
What
happened.
happened?
Right.
Like beat by beat." And
Yeah.
what they said right there on the news,
Right.
right there, that was
Yeah.
this, that was this. Like
Now that he
Drake-
probably could have done
I
without.
think it's potential. Drake has all the information, so he's like, well, fuck it, I might as well.
Yeah.
You know.
But a lot of people are calling Drake.
And Tory Lanez can't speak on it, so he's probably like, "Why the fuck he can't even talk about it?" And she out here lying on him like this. If it's a lie, if it's a lie, I don't know if it's a lie. I don't know nobody in this situation. I am not invested. I already had this argument. I'm done with this.
But I mean, it's music. It's self-expression. How
We're gonna
many
find
other?
out though.
Yeah, and it's so Lil Yachty came out. I believe I heard this somewhere and said, no, he wasn't talking about Megan Thee Stallion. He was talking about you know, what is it? Just thick girls basically considered stallions just getting
Well, I mean, it was a
ass
play on
shots
words.
and
It was a
shit.
play on words for sure.
Yeah. But he's saying
Yeah.
that's all he's talking about. He's saying he ain't talking about no.
Your mic keep
He ain't talking about her.
Yeah.
He ain't talking about nothing to do with no Megan Thee Stallion. He ain't say Megan Thee Stallion. He said stallions is what he said. He didn't. He was talking about her little minions. He was talking about Megan Thee Stallion's
Don't touch the
minions.
mic. Don't touch the mic. It's going in and out.
All right.
So he also said, so people are calling him a lame.
Of course. That
They call him,
every time
hold
Drake-
on, hold on.
All right.
They called him a lame because he also name dropped Serena Williams,
Right.
calling her husband a groupie.
A groupie.
He said, sidebar, Serena, your husband a groupie. He claimed we don't got a problem, but no, boo, it is. Like you coming for sushi. We might pop up on him at will like Suzuki. So is Drake being lame or is it clever marketing? Because Serena's husband came out and responded as well.
I loved his response.
I thought his response was good.
He said, I'm a groupie for my family.
That's right. I
Yeah.
know that's right.
But I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast.
Uh-huh.
And Joe Budden's take on this, because I didn't think about this. That's why every time Drake drops an album, I listen to Joe Budden. He thinks that Serena's husband is a groupie beyond his family. And that's kind of the point.
Towards Drake.
No, just in general. Just a group.
But Drake's a groupie.
Depending on how you look at it.
Drake's a
What is a
groupie.
groupie?
He's a
I was
groupie when
gonna
it
say-
comes to sports. He switched team jerseys all the time. Like
Yeah.
Drake is a groupie.
But how is Serena's husband a groupie?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe
I'm
it's-
saying Drake
maybe-
got the information.
Maybe it's
This is
inside
back to Drake.
information.
Listen,
yeah.
Drake came on this album with information. Okay, that's all he did.
I think it's
clever
marketing.
to marketing,
He just talking
yeah.
shit.
Clever marketing.
Alright.
He knew
He just
that
saying
certain
what he's
lyrics
saying.
were going to get attention and garner
Yeah,
attention. Because here's the thing:
exactly.
Serena's married. They
She's happy.
happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
So her husband made the right response. So I loved it.
he did. I love him.
I'm a groupie.
And people
He
are talking
loves his
about it.
wife.
Family.
Hey, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Everybody should be a groupie for their family.
oh yeah,
I know that's
100%.
right.
100%.
You know? I mean the good ones, not the the good family members. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna be talking
Matter
about
of
family
fact,
today.
let's get into it right now. Let's get into Family Matters.
All right.
So this week we are talking about Family Matters, all things Family Matters. And every time I think about the word Family Matters, I think about this
I
show,
used to love this
the
show.
Family Matters show. It was a great show.
This was back when
great.
TV had like positive black families.
Yes, I mean, yes, I
on
agree.
there.
I agree.
Mm.
So
Mm.
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Family Matters. Remy, kick us off.
That's a no skip, by the way. Like if you was watching
Oh, the
Family
whole-
Matters
the
today,
whole
like,
thing. The whole thing,
You just
for
play the whole
sure.
thing. Like you could be watching on Netflix. You're gonna let it play every
Yep.
single time. Okay,
We
so
had great
That's
themes.
true.
so we're
Yes,
talking
it
about
did.
Family Matters, and I'm kicking it off. Really?
Yep, I told you, kicking it
Whose
off.
idea was this? Okay, so
Talking to the mic.
family business.
Okay.
When is it
Ooh.
appropriate to tell family members about other family members?
Gossip.
I mean, depends on how you look
Family
at it.
gossip.
For some people, it's like if you mentioning me to other people in the family, that's a problem. You know what I mean? Like you gossiping about me. But sometimes
Yeah.
some people feel like, well, I'm just the information center of the family. I got to let everybody know what's going on.
Mm.
You
Well,
know?
I would just go. I would just say nobody in my family can keep anything to themselves. My sisters tell everything,
Yeah.
so I always know that if I tell my sister something, my mom gonna know about it. And vice
Mhm.
versa. If I tell my mom something, they gonna tell my sisters about it. I'm gonna hear through the grapevine
Yeah.
about something. So I think the same logic applies. It's like, don't tell things that you don't want no one else to hear, because
Right.
I agree.
your family is gonna tell it because they think it's okay.
You gotta know who you're talking to.
You gotta know
You
who
know?
you're talking to.
And then your family, you should know it by now.
Absolutely.
You ain't figured it out by now today a tattletale. Come on.
So I actually don't get mad. I don't get mad when I find out that my mom told. Unless I specifically say, "Hey, look, this is between you and
You
I."
like almost expect it
Yeah,
Right.
if you
That's-
know that family member well enough. Like I have one
Yeah.
sibling in particular, she can't hold water.
Mhm.
So I already know when I tell her things like
It's public information.
my sister's gonna know, my brother may know. Shoot, my nieces who are grown now may know. Her kids may
Yeah.
end up knowing. Like, but I've gotten very particular about what I share. I'm still a listening ear
Mhm.
to family business,
Mhm.
but I definitely have closed myself off a lot in
Yeah.
terms of sharing. Because family's judgy.
I mean,
They
yeah.
are
They
the, they are the
judge.
most judgy.
They
They
like,
are
you
the
ain't-
most
They like,
judgy.
yeah, they be like, yo, you ain't doing da-da-da yet. Come on now. You need to be doing da-da-da by now. What you doing?
Yeah, they are the
Fuck
most
you,
judgy.
nigga. I'm just here. I'm just in
Judgy.
town for the food. I ain't come here for you and your shit.
Right.
Yeah, family.
I'm here for grandma.
I just decide that, like you guys, I'm only going to tell them certain things.
Yeah.
You know, and or if I want to tell somebody something without having to reach out to so and so, I would just tell this person.
Yeah.
So they can just sort of hear
Because you
about
already
it.
know it's gonna get to that person.
Yeah, then I just be waiting on the phone when I get on a phone conversation
Yep.
with them. I'm waiting for them to bring it up.
Uh-huh.
I know they want to bring it up.
Yep.
Right.
I'm just waiting, like
I do that too.
Wait, when is it coming?
I do that too.
So I heard.
Right.
Oh, where you hear from?
Oh, so what's going on with this?
Yeah. So do you tell people? Do you tell family members? Have you cut back on like what you tell your family members, or?
Okay. So my baby sister hates being talked about or hearing about herself from family members that she didn't say that shit to.
Oh.
She don't like that shit.
Mm,
I know that. And I feel like my father don't really know that because he be telling everything, just everything.
Daddy just don't care. That's
Yeah,
all that
he just be
Yeah.
saying everything. She's like, that's why I don't talk to you.
Mm.
So I understand. But then she told me something. And then I was like on the phone with him,
And
and
you
I had
said something?
I had to tell him.
You had
Okay,
to.
you had to.
I
had
just felt
to?
like I had to.
No.
Yeah.
So I felt like I had to. And then today I was talking to her and I was like, I gotta tell her I told him. I
And
gotta
that's
tell her
gonna
I
come
told
back
him.
to you.
So I was like, yo, I told him. She was like, yo, I'm mad at you right now. You go ahead and keep talking for 5 minutes. I'll be all right. Like, cause we cool, you know what I mean? And obviously I didn't do it with ill intent.
Right.
For me, it was like, I just can't, I want him to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I care about both of y'all. Honestly, I don't
Yeah.
understand why y'all can't, whatever. Anyway, that's a story for another day. So I'm an open book
Mm.
for the most part. Whoever I say whatever to, you can do
Mhm.
whatever you want with that information. It's yours now. Like I don't really like talking on the podcast. Things I say on the podcast. This is the world's now. This belongs to the world,
Yeah.
and I have to deal with whatever that entails. So if I talk to somebody in my family, whatever I give you is what is yours now. You do whatever you want with that information.
Yeah.
You know,
It's coming to a point though.
unless
Mm.
I lock the door. If I lock the door, then that wasn't for everybody. You know,
Like,
you
and
gotta,
when you say
you gotta
lock the
be
door,
clear.
like unless you tell them like this is for
this
your
is-
ears
this
only.
is between you and me, just
Yeah.
so you know. Like, but unless I say that,
See, that don't work with in my family.
oh really?
Nope.
Nah, that ain't gonna work.
They be like, you said what
Nope.
behind
They'll
what?
be like,
No.
of course, I'm not gonna tell nobody. I ain't gonna tell
Yeah.
nobody. Mm.
Only
Oh,
time
this is
a
I
lie.
say something, only time I ever say something, I typically won't tell anyone that I know a situation that they're in that my family says something to me about.
Mhm.
I typically don't bring it up unless it's something that I feel like is very detrimental to
Right.
the
Yes.
family.
like an intervention.
Something harmful.
Yeah, I'm like, why the
or-
fuck y'all ain't tell me
Yeah.
so and so? Oh, we didn't want to get you upset. No, like you tell me this shit. Like I don't want to not know.
Right.
Yeah,
You know, so
especially
yeah.
if it's something that like might affect you in some kind of way.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I need to know what's going on with that because that needs to be dealt with.
For sure.
Makes sense.
So yeah, Family business.
Family business.
Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going. How y'all doing? Everybody in the comments. How y'all feel about family business? Who do you feel like you can tell things to? Because, you know, motherfuckers be talking.
What's the hardest thing you had to I worded it this way for a reason. What was the hardest thing you had to unbelieve that you believed because of how you were raised? What's the hardest thing what do you have to unlearn? But what did you have to unbelieve this belief because this is what your family told you to believe?
Literally Christianity.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like I was raised Christian for the most part, went to Catholic school. And that whole thing basically just went until high school. And I was like, that's a wrap on that. Like I'm getting out of that one way or another. And spent my whole high school period just kind of like moving away from it.
Did your family have issues with you not claiming to be Christian? Because when did you actually be comfortable telling people that you're not Christian? Because some people say they remove themselves from it, but they don't tell people for a long time that they are.
I mean, I spent most of my 20s just arguing about it and not necessarily saying that like I'm not a Christian, but just having arguments and and going back and forth. You know what I mean? Some days I'd be like, all right, let's see how it goes. Cause like it kind of feels like maybe it's right. And then you're like, no, not that. Y'all tried to trick me. So yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't think of anything, only because even though I was raised in a Catholic home, I was brought up in a very like free-spirited space. My mom very much encouraged us to think for ourselves and follow beliefs that we felt called to. So she never was one, and I grew up in a single parent home. So she was never one to force her beliefs on us. She shared what she believed and what she was passionate about. And she encouraged certain things, but it was never like, you're Catholic, you absolutely have to be this way. This is the word you have to follow. It just never was like that. So I really can't think of anything that I've unlearned.
It doesn't have to be like religious based. It could be like something that being like, you know, cooking for your man that you still do. For example, it could be like, you know, washing clothes.
I tried to unlearn that, but I actually embrace that now.
Yeah.
No, even down to like spanking. Like I know a lot of parents these days are like, I'm not putting my hands on my child. I would put a hand on my child. Absolutely.
Ain't nobody getting spanked in 2022.
You're getting spanked.
If
you come out of my vagina, I'm probably going to spank you.
Yeah.
Only adults is getting spanked in 2022. That's just how it is now. That's the life we
It
live.
seemed like it.
So yeah, I mean, even like I just can't think of any. Do you have something?
Oh yeah. For
You
me,
do?
it's definitely leaving. The first thing would be leaving Christianity.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I had to really unwind in my belief system about life and how I view life. And it was not very easy. Like, because I was raised in Southern Baptist.
Right.
Traditional.
Oh gosh. I didn't know that.
My mom was a pastor.
What was church
Baptist.
like?
Man, church was all day long. All day long. Bible study. 3 services a day. It was a lot. And
so that's part of that country shit.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah. You was kind of were you technically like a church boy for a while?
Oh yeah, I was baptized at 12.
Right on.
I was in church. I was in church until from 12. You know, obviously you were in church before then, but baptized at 12. Was in church consistently until 18, 19.
Wow.
Then I went away from it for a couple of years. And then I went back to it for like a year. And then I was like, this shit ain't for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I weeded myself off of it. But a lot of the family, my immediate family, had a problem with it, right?
Really?
They didn't understand how I could leave all that I was taught, how I was raised for all those years. So it wasn't easy. I don't think I even told people, got comfortable telling people until maybe 3 years later.
Yeah.
You know, so
wow.
So yeah.
Southern
was
Baptist, that's
something.
rough.
Oh yeah, it's very rough.
That's
Yeah.
rough.
Mm.
But family can mold us in different ways, you know, and sometimes
Yeah.
how they teach us, how our parents teach us, or our uncles or our cousins,
Mm-hmm.
we carry that into our adult life, and oftentimes we
Mhm.
don't really realize why we are the way we are.
That's
You know,
true.
until we investigate it. So
That's true.
she got over there, Cash.
What about family favorites?
Family
so the three of
favorites.
us have siblings or sibling.
Yeah.
Let's talk about favorites. I want to talk about like do you have a favorite sibling?
Mhm.
Does that sibling know that he or she is your favorite? Like, is it common knowledge?
Mm.
And how does your relationship with that favorite differentiate between your relationship with the other less favored siblings?
So
Mm.
I personally don't have a favorite.
Lies.
No, hold on, no. I mean, I would tell the truth. So our preference is saying I am not the closest with my sisters.
Now,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
let's talk. What's your order? So let's talk
I'm the
about
middle child. I have
middle
an
child. Okay.
I have an older sister and I have
Okay.
a younger sister.
All right.
Now, if you were to ask them that question without a shot of a doubt, they would choose each other
As the favorites?
because they used to talk all the time. They
Okay.
were close. You know what I mean? I've always been the outlier. I kind of always done my own thing.
Interesting.
So I look at my sisters equally as like obviously there's different parts of them that I enjoy. Like I feel like my younger sister is very much like me when it comes to athletics or like playing sports.
Yeah.
And so I think she can relate in that sense. But my older sister is a very deep thinker
Mhm.
like myself. And
Yeah.
so I can relate, you have conversations with her on that level. But I don't have a favorite just because I'm not that close with them. I'm close.
Have you
but
gotten
not-
closer as you've gotten
I see what
older?
you're saying.
Mm-mm,
No.
mm-mm.
So when were you closest with each of your sisters? How many of y'all is it again?
There's
It's
three.
three. So the closest I've ever been. 'Cause my older sister moved when she was 18. So
Okay.
and she didn't really she didn't want to hang with her brother. She didn't want to hang with her younger brother. She was too
Yeah.
grown
What
to
was
do her
the
own
age?
stuff.
What's the age difference there?
I'm 41, she's 46.
Okay,
So,
5 years.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
and my younger sister, I wasn't trying to play with my baby sister. I had, you know what I
There you
mean?
go.
Yeah. So I had my cousin was
Yeah.
my age. And I love them to death. I love my sisters.
Yo, you the middle
He's the middle child.
That's
I
why
was
I do
thinking
well.
about that.
That's why I do well with people. I know how to negotiate
But
every level.
It's
Middle.
hard to think of you as like a middle child.
Children are complex.
because you got sisters and you're the only boy. You know what I mean?
And
like
the
there's
only
something about being the only
Yeah.
gender of a family.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm, for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, I won't go on a rampage.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
So my favorite.
And what's your order? Like how many? Where do you fall?
My favorite in my family is purely economical. So I fuck with the winners in my family. If you're fucking up,
Yeah.
because being around you is just gonna fuck me up. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't help each other. I can't help you. Even if I try to help you, I'm gonna end up somewhere near you. And if
So you favor the opportunities.
yes, I favor the family members
Who
who
are
I
doing
feel
well
like
in
are
life.
doing
Right.
as well as I am or better. And the ones that are like doing less well but could be on my level,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I see what you're trying to do.
Right.
Like, let me see what I can do for you. But if you on the fucking bottom, you know what I mean?
You're
Like,
keeping
nah.
your distance.
So
Do
you're
you
saying
just
you
have
have-
one sibling?
I got mad siblings, man.
So
you
you-
do?
I got so many siblings. I'm like one of 10.
So you're saying you got
Mhm.
siblings who are fucking up? Are you saying that'll fuck up?
Yeah, it's a lot of fuck ups in my family, man. I mean,
Well,
it's
with 10
I have-
kids.
I'm in a very
Odds
dynamic
are.
family. I'm a lotto, dog.
That's true. That's very true.
I got family
It's
that
bound to
most
be
people
one or two.
have never
That's
experienced
true.
or understand, like on one side or the other. I got white family and I got black family. Like it's crazy. And I'm getting close to the white family now,
Okay.
and I grew up with the black family, so I'm learning a lot.
That's interesting.
Now,
I'm learning a lot.
This is what I want to know.
Yeah.
'Cause who's your favorite?
This is easy.
I mean, you have a sister you share a birthday with, but that doesn't mean that's your
I
your
do.
favorite though.
This is easy. So I'm the youngest of 4. There's 3 girls, 1 boy. My brother, hands down,
Oh,
has always been my favorite sibling.
I wouldn't have thought that. Why is that?
So couple of reasons. One, I grew up a serious tomboy. He was the only boy in the house, and we just hung tough. Like, I used to follow, he was big into basketball. I used to follow him to play basketball at the parks on the weekends. We played video games in our underwear on the weekends. Like, growing up, when I think back to my childhood, I see my brother. And he and I have very similar personalities.
How close are y'all in age?
9 years difference.
Wow. Okay.
There's a
Big
9,
difference.
and so there's also kind of that father figure
Mhm.
element.
Mm.
My father passed when I was 6 years old. He was not in the house when I was born, by the time I was born either. So my brother has always been brother /
Father.
Father.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So I've just always been, and yes, my sister and I had the same birthday. We're 7 years apart. We got close in college because I moved to DC. I went to her alma mater, Howard University. And that's when we got really close because we hung tough in DC.
Yeah.
And then my oldest sister, her and I have more of a maternal relationship. There's a 10-year age gap there. She's always been a very motherly
So you're
type.
the baby.
I'm the baby.
You're the baby.
Her spoiled ass. She's spoiled.
So,
Yeah, she's spoiled.
so my baby sister is 11 years younger than me. She is
Oh, wow.
also the baby, and she is my favorite.
Ah, see?
Yeah, she's my favorite.
I think I'm my brother's favorite too.
Yeah,
We won't-
100%.
The world may never
think
know.
so.
We should call him. We should call him.
The fact
and ask him.
that he's your favorite is why you're his favorite.
He's my
Guaranteed.
favorite.
Yeah.
I love him. What about what about favorites when it comes to parents? Do
Favorite
y'all
parent.
think well, we could,
Do
yeah.
the parents have a
Or
favorite?
do you think your parents had a favorite?
course.
Parents have favorite. They'll
Of
never
course.
admit it. They'll never
And
admit
are
it.
you a parent's favorite?
They'll never admit it.
I know I am. No, I'm probably not. I'm somebody's favorite. I don't know if I'm my dad. My dad got some pretty dope kids. Like, all 3 of
Okay.
us are doing well, but I admire my brother and my sister more so than like I feel like they gonna be all right. Like, I'm not worried
Yeah.
about them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay, but they gonna be all right. So he did a good job.
Oh,
So if I were to think of who his favorite was, it's probably still me.
is you?
I mean, I was the one that was like, he literally raised me the entire. I was the one he raised.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
okay.
his favorite.
That makes sense. What
And
about
I
you,
give him money like whenever he wants.
Aw.
Yeah.
I think for my father, I think I'm absolutely the favorite.
Yeah.
Only because
you're
I'm
the
the only
only
boy.
boy.
I'm the only boy. I think it solely comes down to that. It's not. I
Right.
mean, obviously, I look
Naturally.
like my father. I look like him,
Yeah.
and we have a lot in common. But I'm the only boy, so I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's it.
Aw.
But I think that he probably lately has been favoring my younger sister because she has a little girl now,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so that always plays a little factor. But initially,
Grandkids trump.
Boy, you should have had kids.
should have had kids. Fuck them
That's-
kids.
That's how you become the
Grandkids will
favorite.
take
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
That's true.
My mom would never admit this.
You're her favorite.
She would never admit it, but I'm pretty sure I'm
You're her
mom's
favorite.
Yeah.
Moms and sons is very interesting, especially when you're the only boy.
Yeah.
It pains me to say this because I
Yeah.
always like to think that I was my mom's favorite, but I think
Mhm.
my brother was probably
Yeah.
that was her baby.
Yeah. Parents
For
would never
sure.
admit it. But
They never admit it.
I think the best parent, all of their kids think they're the favorite.
Yes,
for
You know
sure.
what I mean?
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
that's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Could you
Yeah.
imagine growing up in a house where like you saw the favoritism or
Oh, that would
experience?
suck. That would suck.
be
But that
so
exists though.
terrible.
Well,
That
I
certainly
saw it.
exists. That certainly exists.
Yes.
That's so
So
terrible.
my baby sister, who is my favorite, it
Yeah.
was different when we were young.
Really?
Because she's the baby. So
Yeah.
the baby gets a little bit of favoritism anyway.
Yeah, that's
And it's
true.
11 years. I'm an 11-year-old. Like, why y'all fucking with her though? Like, and they're like, boy, you better go to work. But take your ass to work in school.
The youngest used to always be the favorite. Then someone else
Yeah,
comes,
yeah.
takes
The
the
youngest
mantle.
always takes it over. And I'm actually witnessing that with my nephew and my niece, who was born like this year. He's like a 2-year-old, and he's like, why the fuck?
Yeah, he don't get it. He's like,
Yeah.
why y'all
Why
not
the
paying
fuck
attention to
though?
me anymore?
Poor
Yep.
kid.
How should people handle situations where the person you're dating has family that intrudes into your relationship? How should people handle situations where the person you're dating has family that intrudes into your relationship?
I actually,
Basically, how do you dating
How do I
somebody
de-
and the
oh.
family
How do you deal with
their
nosy ass
and
family
their
family members?
family is intrude. Oh,
Yeah.
How you deal with
God.
nosy ass family members?
How do you handle it?
You fight them.
Because we all are dating. Well, you're engaged, but
You-
we're dating.
you
Not,
fight.
not her and I dating, but people we're
Yeah,
dating.
yeah.
And so sometimes their family intrudes into
You fight them.
So I've never been.
like, took a fight now.
Yes. I
I've
mean-
never been on the receiving end of the intrusion. I dated somebody for a long time, and my family was incredibly intrusive. He was my very first serious boyfriend,
Yeah.
and the first man that I brought around family. And being the youngest and the baby, there was a lot of questions, a lot of assumptions, a lot of worry. And I will never forget, it like came to a head. This is when I was living in DC, and my sisters and my mom were like spending time together, talking, I guess, and got all amped up and thought I had a good idea to do it like an intervention.
Oh wow.
And showed up to my apartment.
Wow.
My boyfriend was there, and it was just so
They must really didn't like
ugly.
him. How
It was
old?
so ugly. I
Wow.
was in my early 20s.
Was he older than you?
He was 5 years older.
Which is not bad.
Not bad.
He had some character flaws. That
He
must have
did.
saw.
He
Yeah.
definitely had some character flaws, but I will never forget. That was actually a turning point for me when I made the decision that, you know what, I'm not telling my family none of my fucking business anymore when it comes to my love life, because
Yeah.
they are way too intrusive.
Yeah.
Listen,
And that's when I stopped.
dear,
No, it makes sense.
That's
dear,
when I
dear
stopped.
family, don't do no intervention on me. I'm
Oh
fighting
gosh,
everybody in the room.
it was so yucky.
Everybody in the room is getting fought.
What about you? Have you
I
ever?
would be upset if someone tried to do an intervention.
Oh
I'm
God,
like,
it was
mm.
terrible.
I'm
What you
leaving.
what you
I'm leaving.
intervening on? Mind
And
your business.
awkward.
Yeah.
And then you have your mom, you have your parent there, and so you don't. It's like,
Yo, I be standing there with my whatever, like I'm doing what too
That's so
much. No, let me
terrible.
tell you what you be doing. Let me talk about you first. Like, no, I'm not about to do this to me.
Nah, that would be crazy.
yeah, it was awful. But I've
But
never,
black folks
I've
don't
never
really-
dated though a guy that had an interfering family.
Mm.
Thank God.
Black folks don't really do interventions like that, though. Not really. You know
Yeah,
what
that
I
must
mean?
have been the
mean,
Mexican in them.
Probably. I've never been like in an intervention setting, but I have dated someone where their brothers were just so involved,
Uh-oh.
like
yeah.
in their
What?
relationship, or she felt like she had to be the center. She was like the glue to
Okay.
everything in the relationship. So every time we would have plans, something would come up.
And
with the
family
and
trumped
family
your.
trumped me all the
Oh,
time. I'm just
that's
like,
hard.
bro, like you gotta understand, like what are we doing? Like you can't
That's
always be
hard.
your family. You gotta learn how to separate the two sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm like you. I don't really tell my family stuff about the women I'm dating unless it's something serious.
Yeah.
And I almost never tell them the bad things,
Yes.
right? Because
Oh,
all
yes.
they're gonna make up their mind that this person is doing all bad shit.
They'll take that one bad thing
Yeah.
and forget about the 50 good things that you had like expressed
Yeah.
about this person. It's
Yeah.
because they love you, right?
They love you.
Family,
They
they
protect
love
you.
you and they get in
Yeah.
protective mode and they think they know what's best for you.
Mhm. So yeah, I tell my mom. Only time I don't call my sisters at all for advice when
Yeah.
it comes to relationship stuff. But if I need someone to really talk to about something, I'll call my mom and I'll be like,
Aw, I love that.
I'll be like, Mom, listen, because I know she's gonna give me an honest
So
opinion.
cute.
She's gonna say, well, Jared, you know, or well, son.
That's so cute.
Well,
what
Jay
I
Noetic.
think.
That is so
You know,
cute.
yeah.
I love that you talk to your mom about it.
Yeah, I mean it's not too often. I'm a very quiet person by nature, and I'm one of those people who try to figure shit out by themselves.
Yeah.
Because I'm very introspective.
Mm-hmm.
but there are times where I'm like, man, maybe I'm tripping. Let me talk to somebody else.
Yeah,
Who I know who's going to give me an
I think
honest
that's
opinion.
good.
And
that's good.
you know, so
That's my baby sister for me.
Oh,
so you never dated anyone who family got in the way? That's a no.
Dated anyone whose family? No, because most of the families fucking love me. Like when I show up, they like, yo, he's the
That's what they all
one.
say.
He's the one. Marry that one. Like I be killing families. I'm really good at families.
I'm good with dads.
Yeah.
Good with that.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I
Moms
get
love
them both.
me.
I get them both.
Moms love me.
I get
but yeah, I'm
dads
good
and
with
moms
dads.
and sisters and brothers. I'm good with the families.
Someone said, respectively, let the members know that although you know that they care, tell them that you are the one involved in this relationship. You understand the dynamics of the relationship more than them.
That's true. But sometimes you got some bullheaded family members. I can tell you right now, like I come from a Mexican and black family. So
Mm-hmm.
you want to talk
That's spicy on both
hot
sides.
tempers. Just like family functions for me, there's no moderate talking. It's
Right.
everybody talking
At the
over each
same
other
time, yeah.
and loud
Oh yeah.
and just embarrassing.
Oh yeah. Like this podcast.
How do y'all handle? No, Remy. Next question.
Next question. Well, I did have one thing to say about interventions.
Okay.
Black folks don't do interventions because they tell you the truth to your face. Like
Do they, though?
family members go. So if you a crackhead, it's not gonna take an intervention to find out that you a crackhead. Everybody in the family been talking about you being a crackhead, but like wherever you at, wherever you not at, like it's floating in the air at this point. So I'm just saying we talk about
I
it.
feel like southern black folks don't tell you to your face.
You might be right. I'm not
Yeah, that's
southern,
definitely
but
true. That's true.
interventions is like the reason the intervention happens is because something's been going on
Yeah.
that we as a family are not talking about.
Yeah.
So then you pull out a letter and
Interventions are typically a very Caucasian thing, I think.
Yeah. I feel like black people, what we do is like, cause black people in the culture
Mhm.
is very private.
Yes.
So even though we may be a family member, we don't want to embarrass a family member.
Right.
We're gonna be like, hey baby, come over here.
We're going to talk about you behind your back.
Hey, what's
Hey,
going on? You look kind of skinny.
Baby
You
girl,
look kind of
baby
skinny
girl,
right
tonight
now.
your breath was just different. like Listerine, like there's so many solutions. We got toothbrush in the bag, like whatever you feel like you need.
Like what you need.
Don't go out there with that.
How can
Please
I-
don't go out there with that stank breath no more. Like that. Let's kill that tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna do it behind the scenes in the kitchen and whatnot.
So nice, but so mean. Just
Yeah.
that's black folks.
I'd rather have that though than intervention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't intervene on nothing on me. I'm hurting everybody in the room. I'm fighting.
Awkward.
Next question.
So this one is personal.
Okay.
But I'm gonna get into it. Everyone has issues in their family. So my girl has to exclude a slew of cousins being invited to our wedding. Everybody knows I'm a fiance because none of the parents get along. To me, a wedding isn't about any of that, and everyone should just come and be civil. But people are how they are. So how does a couple, male, whoever has an opinion, how do you handle just family's shit when it comes to trying to plan like something that's supposed to bring people together? Like this is about unity, and y'all fucking all right. Well, I gotta choose.
So there's a group of cousins that she does not want to include.
If
in the
those cousins
festivities.
show up, then
It's gonna be a
some
problem.
other family members are gonna fight at the wedding.
I mean, I always
you don't want to fight. You don't want a red wedding. You don't want a red wedding. Right?
No.
You want to do whatever you can to make sure everything's good, everybody's happy. So it's like, all right,
Right.
they just can't come then.
So my philosophy is the same on family is the same thing I do with friends. Some people you have to learn to love from afar, love from a distance.
Yeah.
And if they're gonna be the ones who's gonna cause a scene or cause something to fuck up or they don't fight, then they just can't come.
Do they
They
bring
just can't
problems?
come. They're gonna
Do
bring
they
the problem.
bring problems?
And I am
I
perfectly
agree.
okay we're not talking to so and so ever again because of whatever drama they have or whatever they do.
Yeah.
Like, this is my time. I want it to be a happy time. And if y'all can't act right, and your woman or your partner knows that they can't act right, then it's not worth it. I'm like, you know what? They can be mad at me, but not at the wedding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Follow up. Mulatto with the follow up. Is there any fam, is the yes or no question, that you feel you have to exclude under such circumstances? Like, is there anybody in your family where like, no, they can't come? They definitely can't come, because if they come, they're gonna be a problem.
I have a family member.
That's for the audience too.
I definitely have a family member where I struggle with including them because I'm very aware of their, I'm going to call it a personality disorder.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know any other way to say it.
The motherfucker's ridiculous. That's
And
what I was thinking. That's how
I love this person with all my heart, but it's one of those situations where because I know them so well,
they're gonna be ridiculous,
and I know their triggers and their moods, inviting them puts me on edge.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like, okay, I got to be ready in case anything happens, because this is family, and I'm gonna go to bat for my family. So if shit goes down, I'm protecting my family.
Yeah.
That
Cass
you know,
like,
it
I
is
don't
what
want to
it
have
is.
to pack the knives and the guns.
And
I just want to
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
You know, here's the thing that we have to realize as people, is that just like friendships, some people don't mesh well.
Yeah.
So when you do events and you do certain things, there's some people you just can't invite because you know that they're not going to do well in that environment or well with that person.
Yeah.
So if you know your family members just aren't going to do well in those certain types of environments, then just don't invite them. That's the same thing I do.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't really have, my family doesn't fight. So I don't have any family that's going to like throw blows or whatnot. But
You're so lucky.
I definitely did not fuck with my mom's biological side. My mom's adopted.
Okay.
But I never really liked her biological family. I shouldn't say didn't like. I didn't care for her biological mom. I just felt like I felt like she treated my mom horribly. But she loved me.
So even though your mom was adopted, like she got to know her biological side.
She knew her biological mom because the family that adopted her, they were neighbors. They were friends.
Okay.
So back in the 50s, 60s, families adopted their neighbors' kids or whatnot, or took them in. So that's kind of the situation my mom was in. So she knew her biological family, but I just never felt like they really liked my mom. So I never really. My mom always tried, like, oh, let's go do this. We're gonna go up here. I don't want to go.
Yeah.
And so I never wanted to fuck with them.
Yeah.
So I would never invite them to, like, if I got married next year, I would never invite anyone.
You wouldn't invite any
from
of them.
them.
What about her adoptive family? Yes.
I mean, I would if I was into a big wedding.
Okay.
But I'm not into a big wedding.
Can I get a vocal?
What vocal you want?
Anyone, whatever. Just surprise me.
Fuck them niggas.
What'd you say?
That's how I go.
I said, fuck them niggas. Basically.
I hate you guys.
That's the moral of the story, man. Sometimes you got to be like, fuck that side of the family. I can't do it.
Yeah. How do y'all handle family disappointment? Is it any different than when a friend does something that disappoints you?
Let it go.
So how do you handle? Because I asked that question because sometimes it's not as easy as to just cut family off, especially if it's your mom or a sister or brother or dad or someone you're close with, but they disappointed you for whatever reason. So how do y'all handle it, right? Because we deal with disappointment all the time in our family.
My block hand is not strong on the internet, but it's strong in my family.
Okay.
I know when to stop talking to motherfuckers. I've learned, I learned that shit a long time ago. Like you learn pretty quickly. You give one motherfucker enough money, and then they never they never come back and be like, yo, here go, yo.
Right.
Like it's gone. Whatever it was, it's gone. There's no conversation. What the fuck was that? Like, no. Okay, you're cut off from the bank.
Yeah.
We can still have conversations, but the bank is over. You know,
Does it hurt more when family disappoints you versus family?
It hurts me more.
it changes. You change rules. You change rules that you have about yourself for this person. You know what I mean? Like you project different energy onto this particular person because you're like, I can't just. They'll take advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, it hurts me more because I expect more from my family. That I don't, I have different expectations, you know? So like when a family member does something to hurt me, you know, or violates me in some way emotionally,
Yeah.
it hurts. I really take it to heart, and I'm a very forgiving person. But it takes me a long time. Like I had a kind of a fallout with one of my sisters, not the one that lives in DC, and it was the first time she had really hurt me.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk for a while, and it was terrible, you know. And we luckily were able to clear the air, but like that kind of hurt was so different from when a friend disappoints.
Yeah,
You know?
it cuts deeper.
Yeah.
and it does make you move a little differently around them.
Yes,
You
and it
know?
did for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't handle disappointment very well from my family, even though I'm not the closest with my family.
Mhm.
I am all about blood is thicker than water.
Yeah.
So when the people call me and they say they need me, I'm there. There ain't no question.
Yeah.
Whatever you need, I'm here, right? And so there's been incidents where I had a falling out with my younger sister for like 2 years because, you know, she wouldn't let my mom or my sister stay in her house when she had an extra bedroom she wasn't
So crazy.
using. I had a 2-bedroom apartment, so I ended up moving my mom in and my older sister and her nephew in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Wow.
So I had a huge falling out because
Yeah.
I feel like if you can let your family be on the street, then
Yeah.
what are you to me?
Yeah. That's
right?
true.
So I was pissed.
That's
So
true.
that disappointment hurt. Like you said, it hurt.
Yeah, it hurts.
It hurt.
It's a
It's deep.
different kind of hurt.
I was like, no,
Like-
fuck this, man.
That's
Now,
one of those.
We've made up, but man, it was at that time. No,
Yeah.
That's
I would
one of
hurt.
those nuggets about family is like one thing you kind of expect, I think, maybe not with all of your family, but at least the really close ones, is that like,
Mhm.
if I can't live here no more, I should have somewhere to go. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like somewhere, like for
Yeah.
me, it was my father.
Truth.
My father made at during that period of his life, made sure he had somewhere, and then when I needed somewhere to go, it was like with him. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I was all right. And if it wasn't for that, nigga, who knows where I'd ended
Yeah.
up? you
Yeah.
know?
That is like my
Some
one.
bitch's house. Like it would have been it would have been some bullshit. We'd have been couch surfing. You know how it go.
Look, man, I just feel like and we should never expect people to do what we do, right? We talked about that kind of a
Right.
little bit, but I feel like if I have a roof over my head and I got a couch that's available, nobody in my family or even my closest friends will ever be on the street.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a place to go? All right, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Come lay on my couch.
I feel very
Yeah.
confident within my family, when I think of my immediate family. So
Yeah.
my siblings, both my parents are deceased now. We look out for each other.
Yeah.
We take even my nieces and nephews that have stepped into adulthood. I can see that they have taken on that same type of care and aura for one another, you know,
Mhm.
like it's a true like ride or die. We have our disagreements, no doubt about it.
I mean, that's
But
how it should be with family. It should be like, even though I'm not close as I would like to be,
right.
motherfucker, if I need you,
Yes.
you need to be there. If I
Yes.
tell you I need a place to lay, I don't care if your husband or your wife don't like it.
That part.
Let me come in
Right.
there and lay on the couch. So I'm gonna do the same thing. You gonna leave me out on the street? Oh, okay.
Can I drop a bar real quick?
For sure. Go ahead.
Friends is for your wants and family is for your needs, right?
Friends are for your wants and
Family is for your
Mm.
needs, right? Like that's where the expectations come
Yeah.
from, you know.
I kind of agree with it, but I don't.
Okay.
Only because this is a good segue to one of my questions. I feel like what's the saying? We don't get to always choose
Our friends.
Our friends, but we don't.
No,
we don't
get
get to choose our
choose our
family.
family.
We choose our friends.
Choose
Yeah.
our friends.
So our friends often become our family.
Yeah.
Our family, right? So that's why I say I kind of I slightly disagree because there are people in my life who are my friends who I absolutely think about as family,
Yes.
right? And so, are there any people who you look at as family who are your friends, and why do you look at them as family, even though you don't share DNA, you know?
Yes, I absolutely have a few people in my life that are friends that I definitely consider family. And when I say that, I wholeheartedly trust them.
Mm.
And I think that I feel that they will be with me at my lowest points and my highest points and in between. And I think that kind of goes beyond friendship.
She preaching now. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we want. We want that. Yo,
that's what you want,
yeah.
right?
Oh,
like
that's
we're
That
talking
is
about
beautiful.
people that you can just be your most authentic self with, and
Yeah,
they
man.
still love you.
You need that. You
Remy.
definitely need that.
Remy, you got any friends you
What's-
consider family?
There's like one person, maybe.
One's good.
There's
A
like
lot of
one,
people don't
yeah.
have anybody.
Yeah. And but I can't stand this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like it's like the big bro that you don't like you don't like him for real, but like that's your bro, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got tons of people that I consider family. You know, one of the
Yeah.
things that I really worked on here in Tampa was building a solid network of people I could trust and depend upon.
Yeah.
You know, and so there's definitely a few people here where I feel like if I needed something or if I was in a bad place, they would absolutely help me.
Yeah.
And be there for me. And for me, like you said, when you're in your lows, you want that person to be able to be there for you to help you.
Yeah.
Right? That's what real friendships are. That's what family. That's what we expect of our family.
Absolutely.
You know, and sometimes our friends do a better job at being family than what our family does.
Family.
Family.
Wasn't it Pete Valley that coined that?
family.
I think it was Sprint.
It was Sprint.
Because Sprint had that family playing a long
Oh,
time ago.
yeah.
Coined the
That's
family?
right.
Whoa.
They sure did.
Whoa. And Pete Valley was like, I'll take that. I would take that.
P Valley
All right.
stole it. They
You got another
stole it.
question for a table? We're at 105. So let's
I
keep
got a
pushing.
question.
I
All
think
right.
you got some more. Hold on. Let Casamigos go. Go ahead.
Okay, what about let's talk about like sibling stereotypes. So think about where you lie, middle child, oldest, youngest. Do you feel your position, wherever you lie, that there have been certain expectations put on you? Has it affected how you grew up, who you've become as a person? Like I'm the youngest, I'm the baby. Yes, I grew up spoiled. And so I do have some selfish tendencies that I think are direct relation to being the youngest child.
I can see it. I got to think on this one. Do I have what? So I'm the middle child.
Tough.
I'm the middle child, and I feel like as the middle child, you never got the love that the first child got, and you don't get the attention that the youngest child got. So you have to learn how to just give yourself the love and attention and know how to negotiate. So I feel like as an adult, I don't look very outwardly for anyone to like give me the praise or anything like that. You know what I mean?
I could totally see that.
Yeah, that's how.
I just realized we got the youngest, middle child, oldest.
Look at that.
Mm.
A lot of expectations on the oldest.
Boy.
Yeah, for sure.
Man,
For sure.
listen.
For sure.
I was a leader before I needed to be a
That's
leader. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like
You're
so
like the guinea pig, the oldest child.
my sisters
Facts.
say things to me like, let me tell you what they say to me. They say shit like, "You raised us." I'm like, I did what? I did. Whoa, whose idea was that?
Yeah.
Are you sure it was me? Oh shit. Like So in a way, I helped raise I was like, you end up being like the third parent.
Yeah.
You end up being like the third parent as the oldest. You do like the extra shit that they fucking whatever they can't do. That's your job now.
Yeah.
That's on you.
True.
So I did all of that. But I didn't do a great job. I'm a fucking kid. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm trying to figure this shit out just like they are. They got more experience than me. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I would think that the oldest child would tend to be a lot more self-sufficient in life.
And older.
I'm
and
definitely-
older,
Girl,
yeah.
as the oldest.
I'm definitely self-sufficient.
I think they're definitely more self-sufficient, but I also think they're more likely to be fucked up.
I'm definitely I am definitely self-sufficient. I am definitely, listen, I said I am definitely self-sufficient.
And then
and
it was fucked up.
Yeah, you think about
I
it.
totally agree with that.
Because your parents,
I guess,
your
yeah.
parents are
You're the
the
first.
You're the first. They don't know what the fuck they're
You
doing.
parents didn't
don't
know
know.
what y'all were doing.
And my father, like my parent was a single dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like single black man, just doing that dad shit.
Like every kid that comes after
Yeah.
is another chance to do it better.
Do it better.
Yeah.
And then we also are learning from our siblings,
Yeah.
our older siblings.
I think that I think that's why I think 2 is the perfect number of kids because
Two's a good
It's a good
number.
number. Yeah.
the first time you
should
get
stop at
it,
2, for
the
sure.
first time you get it, you mess up, and the second time the youngest person you do better. But like you have 3, like again, the third child gonna get the best life.
I like what you said
Ideally.
about being the middle child. I could totally, especially when I think about my 2 middle siblings. So true. Do y'all want kids?
Nah, fuck that.
I mean-
What I'm gonna do with them but fuck them up? I
That's a
don't.
no.
I
I would
got
say
enough
this.
problems. I don't need to give them. no
I will
problems.
say this. I don't like to say never, but I'm at a place in my life where I'm very happy without kids.
Yeah.
But I also know that I would be an amazing father.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
okay, country thick Jay over here.
I'm just saying.
country thick Jay Noetic.
I mean, when you're an open-minded individual and an accepting individual, I think
Yeah.
you just learn how to teach in a very different way to
Yeah.
allow your kid to mold themselves into whatever. But I don't want to. I'm barely surviving, taking care of myself. You know what I mean? So a kid makes it
That's
a
how I
little bit
feel.
harder.
That's how I feel.
It's hard out here. But if I dated, if I
Hard out
met
here
a
for a
woman who was in her young 30s and wanted to have a child, I would not
Yeah.
be against it. You know. So,
Okay.
like, do you don't want kids,
Nope.
right?
No.
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 When did that happen?
When did I stop wanting to have a child?
Mhm.
Probably my mid 30s. I say when I got to my mid 30s is when I was like,
Yeah.
no, not gonna happen. And I love children. I think a lot of people misinterpret when people say they don't want kids to mean they hate kids.
Yeah.
And that's just not the case. I
I
have
wanna fuck
9.
kids up.
Yeah, I have 9 amazing nieces and nephews. I too actually think that I would have been a great mom.
Oh, you would have been for
So,
sure.
so people
Um,
think that people that don't want kids,
I
that they
think
want to
some
fight
people
kids,
think that.
that they want to
Like,
fight kids. Like we want to fuck some kids up. All right.
especially for women, because
Oh,
it's almost
yeah.
like it's you have a uterus and you're supposed to produce, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I'm with you, Jay. So can't believe I'm actually saying this. If I'd have to be madly in love
Yeah.
with this man.
Madly.
Yeah, madly
Like,
in love.
I'm
Like, so-
talking serious love,
had
like
to be like-
nose wide open love.
Yeah.
If
had to
it
be
was
like Jason
important for
Momoa.
him
Jason Momoa.
to be a dad, and it was like, this is what I really want, I would do it.
Idris Elba.
You're still- you're still-
Via surrogacy. No. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
Oh, Jesus.
No,
You're still
no.
young enough to do it.
If I did it, I would
So,
want to do it naturally
Yeah,
if my body would permit.
it would.
Steve Harvey.
I mean, I'm 40. We can say I'm 40 now.
You're not. Are you officially 40?
Almost.
You're 39.
You
You're not
guys-
40.
It feels weird saying 39. It feels desperate.
Don't rush
do
it.
that.
Don't rush it.
Don't be 40 till you're
Don't
40.
rush
It is what it is.
Don't rush it.
Oh.
What's your fondest memory with your family? Your fondest memory with your family. Hank?
Oh, this is easy. Mine's easy.
What is it?
Want me to go first?
Yeah.
So we did not grow up with a lot. Single parent home, 4 kids, in California, which is in a very expensive place to live. My mom cleaned houses for a living, but we had a lot of love in our house. So I felt very rich growing up. But all that to say, we couldn't afford family vacations. That was just not in the books for us. You know, like I would hear classmates talking about, oh yeah, we're flying here for the summer and we're going over here for spring break. We didn't have those things. So my fondest memories were the special vacations or days that my mom planned for us. One of them was like twice a year. She would pile us in the station wagon and we would go to Great America, which was a big amusement. It was like the Busch Gardens.
Gotcha.
Of
and
what?
it was like the Busch Gardens of California.
Okay.
So Great America was this huge theme park, pricey, you know, but it's one of my favorite memories because my mom, I loved her so much. Oh my gosh. So concession was out of the question because it was just too much money with 4 kids. So my mom would pack a cooler with sandwiches and soda pop and keep it in the back of the station wagon. And so we would go into the park, ride for a bit until lunchtime, and then we would leave the park. She'd pop up in the back of the station wagon and we'd pile around and we would eat.
Then go back in.
And then go back in
Absolutely.
for the rest of the day.
Absolutely.
But it was like the best day ever. Like, and I used to look forward to like those 2 times a year, every year. That's like one of my favorite memories.
I'm with it, Remy.
That's fun.
Fondest memory with your family.
It's hard to remember because these motherfuckers work my nerves. But what I remember being in high school, I can't remember like a specific day. I think these were like just the better days when I was in high school. Had all my siblings. Everybody's whatever. Like everybody got their shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't fuck with my baby sister. We talked about that. I don't really fuck with the other ones either. There's 8 people in this house. Okay, there's 8 human beings living in a fucking
a lot of people.
house in the suburbs of Detroit, Michigan.
How many bathrooms did y'all have?
1.
What?
There was 2.
Oh my god.
There was 3. There was
That's a
3. Only one had
nightmare.
a shower.
Oh my god.
2 had a shower. No, there was 4.
So 1 powder room and 2
there
full
was
bath.
there was
Okay.
a master bathroom, regular
Okay.
bathroom, and then 2 other half baths. So we had a pool.
Okay.
And most of my like favorite memories was like whenever we was just like in the back on the deck, somebody was grilling. My stepmom was cussing at somebody, smoking a cigarette, cussing at somebody. My cousin was over because he loved coming over for the fucking pool, going down the slide. I'm on the diving board. One of my sisters is like drowning.
Did you grow up rich?
I had a good
Yeah.
high school.
4
was cool.
bathrooms.
High school was cool.
A slide or
High
a
school-
diving.
A pool.
So that's where the memory. That's one of the like because it was
Just
like
having the pool. Everyone was there having a good time.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
It was like all right, this is dope. This
That's
is different. I
awesome.
like this. This is cool. People would come to our house for that shit. It was
Oh,
cool.
I love
So
that.
my fondest memory. So we grew up poor. We didn't grow up with a pool. We didn't grow up with a pool. We grew up with a slide.
Grow up with
Yeah.
it. Don't do that. I ain't grow up with it. I got it in high school and I worked that shit for 4 years.
So no, I'm just joking. So my fondest memory is it was around Christmas. I was probably like maybe 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
But prior to the Christmas, my mom and I got into a car accident
Oh, no.
going to work, going to school. But it ended up getting a lot of money from the settlement. Like we all were okay.
Yeah.
But this particular Christmas, we come downstairs and then all the gifts were there. We had all these gifts around the tree. My mom was there. My dad was there because they hadn't gotten a divorce at that point.
Yeah.
And me and my sisters and I were all just there having a good time, opening up these presents. And
That's awesome.
it was just the first opportunity that I remember of having stuff.
Like getting everything you want.
Get everything you wanted. Your family's there. Everyone's happy. Everyone's having a good time.
That's awesome.
That's probably my fondest memory
I love it.
that I had growing up. So yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Anything else before we close out on Family Matters? Any other questions you want to ask about Family Matters?
So you got called a rich fucker.
The rich fucker. Who called? Oh, Robert. Robert called him the rich fucker.
Under what circumstances could you or would you live with your family again?
Never.
Yeah, I have to agree. I don't think I could do it at this point.
You just gonna live on the street?
I've done it before. But not the street, but I've been in my car before.
Okay.
Like
I would consider living with my brother temporarily only if I like had to move back to California and I couldn't find a place right away. But he's the only one. I would not live with my sisters.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
Most of my sisters I also would not live with. I'd probably live with my father again. And my baby sister, I'd live her again. No.
Yeah, I don't think I can do it.
Mm-mm.
I just feel like there's many other ways to. I know too many people that got an extra bed or somewhere.
Yeah.
I'd be like, look,
I'd rather couch surf.
So you would sleep at your family's house as well.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough.
I would hunker down
and
with
that's fair.
a family.
Yeah. So it qualifies
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah, I just think it's too. For me, one, my older sister has 4 boys, so her place is always crowded to begin with.
Yeah.
So there's no place for me to
4
really go.
boys.
They're all grown, but they all
Goodness.
still, doing their thing at home until they figure out life. And then my younger sister, I don't fuck with her husband, so that's a no-go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then my mom, I would never impede upon she's supposed to be living her life.
Yeah.
So I would never impede on her and her partner.
Yeah.
So for me, it's sort of like either gonna be my family, or I'm gonna be in my couch or on my car figuring it out.
Family it is.
Yeah. So that's
Right
it.
on.
So that's obviously family dynamics, man, play a factor in how we. Oh, let me ask this question: how do you feel like your family has shaped you as an adult, though? Like, do you think like how you were raised plays a factor currently, how you view life or how you go through life? Like, are you close with your friends because you were close with your family, or like, do you think your family, how you were raised? For example, I would say like I've always been close with my friends, even in growing up. I wasn't close. I wasn't close with my family. I always did my own thing. As an adult, that's kind of the same thing. I'm close with my friends versus like my family. Maybe it should be that way, but I just feel like I'm gonna go hang out with my homies on a weekend.
Yeah.
But maybe I should go hang out with my mom or my
With your
sister.
family. Yeah.
That's just an example. It could be something like, my family taught me to clean the house every Sunday. And as an adult, that's what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing?
That's a good one. Actually, the clean house one is actually pretty good.
So my mother is also very skinny, just like me.
Mm.
So I guess I feel like maybe that's where I got my fucking I don't gain weight.
The DNA, the
Yeah.
genes.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about her. I know a lot about my father, but my father is very different from how I am. Like
Oh,
he's
that's
emotional.
interesting.
He's emotional, but he's not as emotional as I am. And he's like what, 6 fucking, he's tall. He's a tall man, brown skin, just different life, completely different life.
Yeah.
So we don't
Okay.
really relate.
I
to
feel like
each
I've learned
other.
different things from each of like my siblings
Mm.
and my mom, like little things that I've kind of adopted. Like when you said the clean house, that was a trigger for me. That was like my mom's thing. My mom,
Yeah.
she was very big on a clean home. Like it was always like never, you don't go to bed with a dirty house or like dishes in the sink.
I'm
You
bad.
make your
I'm
bed
bad. I'm
first
bad at
thing
that.
in
You
the
make your
morning.
bed every morning? Oh,
I make
Lord,
my bed
I
every
don't do that.
morning. I don't like to go to bed with dishes in the sink. Like there are like certain things that I adopted,
Yeah.
And then I think about when I think about like my siblings, those like little things that I've kind of taken from them because they were all so much older than I was. So growing up, it was like having a bunch of parents. So I feel like I
which
just
which
kind of,
could be a good thing.
yeah.
You know?
And there were things that I've seen them do or say that I'm like, I don't want to be that way.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
All right, man. So that's Family Matters, family dynamics. If you have comments on your family or how your family raised you or what you adopted, let us know. We always want to know your thoughts after the show ends. Let us know. We're going to move into our final segment, man. Final segment that we call Method Lessons. Method Lessons.
Reading is fundamental. Now let's get on with this school thing. You teach.
So this is a segment where I just want to know what y'all learned in the last week.
You should go first. You got something this week?
I got something this week. I learn things every week. I feel. I mean,
you ain't had nothing last week.
So
I'm just saying.
Today, I learned that the word hello only began being used as a greeting when the telephone was invented, credited as a suggestion by Thomas Edison to be used when answering the phone. Alexander Graham Bell, his competitor, preferred ahoy.
Ahoy. Wow.
Ahoy.
He wanted to be like,
ahoy.
Could you imagine if that's how
Ahoy.
Ahoy, motherfucker.
Ahoy. Ahoy.
Nigga, ahoy.
I actually kind of like
That would be weird. But
Ahoy.
yeah, ahoy. You should do it. You
So
should start
somebody in
doing
the
it.
I'm gonna
comments,
start doing
You
it.
should start doing it. Ahoy.
somebody in the comments said they took ahoy from us. They took it away.
Ahoy. Does ahoy mean hello?
I think don't we associate it with like sailors? I think like if you're on a
Yeah,
ship,
like, ahoy,
the first thing you
matey.
say is ahoy.
Yeah, ahoy.
Yeah, kind of
So-
like aloha.
It'd be like
I'm gonna
Ahoy.
start saying ahoy. That
Ahoy.
is funny.
yeah. I said that's what I said I was gonna do.
Ahoy.
I'm be like, yo, I could just do it now. I'll spread
Ahoy.
it.
Ahoy.
I'll share it.
I like it.
Y'all don't even answer your phones though. You answer
I
your
definitely
phone?
don't answer my phone.
No,
You know
and
that.
I definitely don't say ahoy. I don't say
Y'all
anything.
don't
I
answer
just
your phone.
I just answer the phone and see if they gonna talk. You really gonna talk to me right now? What the fuck is you calling me? It's
I
2022.
do
Send me a
not.
text message
Yeah, y'all can call me.
or leave a
man.
voicemail.
Call me. I want to hear your voice. I want to talk.
Mm.
I have nothing.
You have nothing.
You ain't learned nothing this week. She like, yo, I've been working. It's been a rough week.
It's been
I've
a
been
rough
working.
week, guys. I've been head down. I have nothing this week.
Here's my method lesson. Always trying to find something on TikTok. So I'm gonna play this little clip.
Okay.
I need to test if you're stuck, if you're struggling, if you're being dismantled, if you feel like your life is getting pulled out from underneath you. I say congratulations. Like, what a fucking opportunity that is. You are being given an opportunity to look at yourself and reconstruct your life from the ground up. Not everybody gets that opportunity, and it holds the potential energy to create something entirely new if you're willing to respect it and give it the attention it deserves. When you're in that place, it can feel like you're going to be there forever. But if you devote yourself to that path of self-understanding and you respect the struggle, I'm convinced that no problem is unsolvable, because I've seen thousands of lives transformed over the years.
So when I first heard this clip, when I came across this video, I immediately thought about my move to Tampa 12 years ago. And then I thought about the 2 jobs I got fired from during the pandemic. And I remember on all 3 occasions feeling like, fuck, like, I don't know what I'm going to do next. But I also remember feeling like I have a clean slate in all 3 cases. And each time I became a better version of myself on the other side of this struggle, on the other side of not knowing of, okay, I'm starting over. I don't really have a plan. I don't know the plan. It's scary as fuck, but I feel good about it.
Yeah.
So I was still at peace or happy about the situation because I felt like I'm gonna figure it out, right? And so, thinking back on, yeah. So, one question I want to ask y'all: what's the biggest lesson you've learned from starting over? If you have started over in any kind of situation, what's the biggest lesson you've learned? And one thing I was thinking about what you, Remy, you mentioned a few episodes ago about like having this midlife crisis and trying to figure some shit out. And it's like, I was like, you know what? Sometimes it's okay to have a clean slate. To when you feel like all your shit's being pulled every direction, it's like, okay. Like the guy said, this is a great opportunity. Everyone does not get the opportunity to say, this is what I want to do next. This is what I want to do. You know. So anyway, I just say all to say, what's the biggest lesson you ever learned from starting over? Anyone can go.
So the first time I remember like really starting over was when I tried to go to school after high school. And I took a bunch of classes at this fucking university in Michigan. And it just didn't go well. It just didn't work out. Like I didn't like none of the classes. I was in an environment that I couldn't handle. The only class that I did like, it didn't matter. So I was like, all right, maybe this school thing ain't really for me. So I kind of just kicked it in Detroit for a couple of years after that, just trying to see, well, what can I do? And after like maybe 2.5 years, I was like,
yeah,
I got to do something else. Like this ain't working. This ain't working. So that was when I moved to Florida. And that was when I went to college. That was when I got my degree. That was when, everything, that was when my life, my adult life kind of started.
Gotcha.
Where I decided, okay, I got to do something completely different. And it was a complete dice roll, on all accounts. Because I remember picking the school and thinking like, which one is the easy one? All right, I'll do the hard one. Let's do the hard one. Like I was like, fuck it. We going all in. Like, and it worked out for the most part. Like I feel more successful having made that decision than I feel like I would have if I had just stayed in the city.
True.
I would say the biggest lesson I've learned from starting over, is that was would be that it's okay if the first attempt doesn't work, or the second attempt doesn't work, or the third attempt doesn't work. As long as you're consistent with trying, you're going to find your way,
Yeah.
I think that we're dynamic people and we all have various talents, and sometimes it takes a few attempts to get comfortable and to kind of find our groove, and that's okay. We put this pressure on ourselves sometimes when we're starting over, that okay, this is what's going to be, I'm starting fresh, it's got to work, this has to work, this path. Sometimes it doesn't, and that's okay.
Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, I said once before, everyone always says, you should have a plan B because you got to focus on plan A. But sometimes plan A just ain't fucking working.
Yeah.
And you got to know when to cut right the ship. Like, you know what? This ain't it. So I got to go another direction. So.
Yes. Somebody had posted on, do we have time?
Yeah, good.
I don't know who posted in one of the Facebook groups I'm in, but I loved it. It was some kind of meme or statement talking about how it was like, how they say winners never quit. It was like a play on words, basically, like, or quitters never win. It was like quitters do win. Sometimes you have to know when to quit.
Absolutely. Right.
You have to know when to say, you know what, this isn't for me, or maybe it's just not my space to be in. So I'm calling it quits and I'm going to move on to something else. Yeah. That's okay.
Let it go.
That's right.
Let it go.
You got to know when to let it go. You ain't meant for everything, boo.
Absolutely. All right, man. Any final words? Anything else y'all want to touch on before we close this thing out?
I think we had a good
Thanksgiving is what, 2 weeks away?
Yes.
What's something y'all thankful for? One thing. So Thanksgiving is about
my monthly
gratitude.
My monthly paycheck.
I know that's a fact, boy. I ain't gonna lie on that. Something about having that consistency, man. Coming in.
I'm thankful for my time. I'm thankful for the time that I'm graced with in my space in my career. The time that I have.
Yeah, that's good. Both good answers.
I know Jay's answer.
What's that?
His fucking beard, dog. His beard and this thing. Listen, you see these shoulders?
What are you thankful for, Jay?
Man, I don't know. I mean, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for progression, but I'm thankful for having people in my life that fuck with me.
Yeah.
Right. Because there's some days where you feel like you're just an asshole or you're just not feeling right, but people still fuck
I
with
never
you.
feel like an asshole. Just FYI.
Never.
A bitch, maybe. but-
Okay. What's the difference? It's the same
That's
thing.
that's the female version of an asshole.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Same thing.
Sometimes.
But no, I'm thankful to have people that fuck with me. And because sometimes you don't know, even though you try to even though you're putting good energy out, and you're doing good things, you don't know if people truly fuck with you. And it's one thing seeing like go do it in the podcast event, people came out and it was like, you know what? Some people do fuck with me. And like it's cool. Like I appreciate that. So I'm thankful for that because there's some people who don't have anyone. Right. I see on social media all the time. People saying they don't have any friends. I don't have a friend, I don't have anyone. I'm like, and that saddens me because
that makes me so sad.
Yeah, like you should have someone in your life that really care about you, who fuck with you. And so yeah, that's what I'm thankful for.
I like it.
They say the liquor make you talk quicker. We say M is for
Mostly.
E is for
Everybody.
T is for
Talking.
H is for
Honestly.
O is for
Over.
D is for drinks.
Drinks.
Until next week, y'all.
All right.
Holla.
So that was wild. And that was just a taste. We do this every week. Just check out last week's episode.
He's right. That was wild. And you can catch last week's episode, the video episode, on Spotify, all the audio, Apple Podcasts, Anchor FM. We appreciate y'all.